Imagine this, the year is 1939, the world is on the brink of war, and one name sends shivers down the spines of millions, Adolf Hitler. But what if I told you that while one Hitler was plotting to conquer Europe, another Hitler was living in New York City, desperate to fight against him? This isn't fiction. This is the incredible, almost unbelievable true story of William Patrick Hitler, the nephew of the Führer, born in Liverpool, England, to Adolf's half-brother, Alois Hitler Jr., and an Irish woman named Bridget Dowling. William's life was anything but ordinary. His early years were marked by a strained relationship with a father who eventually abandoned the family. But the name Hitler would cast a long, dark shadow over his entire existence. In the early 1930s, as his uncle's power grew in Germany, William saw an opportunity. He traveled to Berlin, hoping to leverage his infamous family connection for a good job. He met his uncle Adolf on several occasions. The Führer, however, was less than thrilled. He called William his loathsome nephew and was deeply distrustful of him, seeing him as an embarrassing and opportunistic relative. He gave William a few mundane jobs, first at a bank, then at the Opel automobile factory. But William wanted more. He wanted power, influence, a position that reflected his connection to the most powerful man in Germany. He even tried to blackmail his uncle, threatening to reveal embarrassing family secrets to the press if he didn't get what he wanted. Imagine the audacity, threatening the Führer himself. Hitler was furious. He offered William a high-ranking position, but with one condition: William had to renounce his British citizenship. This was a turning point. William sensed a trap. He feared that if he became a German citizen, he would be completely under his uncle's thumb, unable to ever leave. He made a daring choice. In 1939, just before the storm of war broke across Europe, William fled Germany and returned to London. Once there, he wrote an article for Look magazine titled "Why I Hate My Uncle." It was a sensational expose, detailing his personal interactions with Hitler, describing him as a terrifying figure, prone to fits of rage and obsessed with his own mythology. William was now an outspoken critic of the man who shared his blood, but his journey was far from over. As the Blitz ravaged London, William and his mother decided to embark on a lecture tour in the United States, speaking out against the Nazi regime. They were in America when war was officially declared. Stranded, and with a name that was now the most hated in the world, William found himself in an impossible position. And then, he did something truly astonishing. He wanted to fight. He wanted to join the U.S. Armed Forces and take up arms against his own uncle's empire. He wrote a personal letter directly to President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1942. He wrote, "I am the nephew of the despised and hated leader of Germany. All my relatives and friends are on the side of the democracies. I am respectfully submitting this petition to you to permit me to join your armed forces. Think about the security risk." The nephew of America's #1 enemy wanted to join the U.S. military. The request went all the way to the head of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, for clearance. After a thorough investigation, the unbelievable happened. In 1944, William Patrick Hitler was cleared for service and was sworn into the United States Navy. He served as a pharmacist's mate, a position similar to a hospital corpsman. He saw action in the Pacific Theater and was even wounded in combat, for which he received the Purple Heart Medal. The irony is staggering. While his uncle was leading the Axis powers, his own nephew was fighting for the Allies, shedding his blood for the cause of freedom. When the war finally ended in 1945, William was honorably discharged. But the name Hitler was a curse he could no longer bear. How could he build a normal life, raise a family, and escape the shadow of his monstrous uncle? He made a decision to disappear. He changed his last name. He and his mother settled quietly in Long Island, New York, under the new surname Stuart Houston. William married a German woman named Phyllis, and they had 4 sons. He established a successful small business, a blood analysis laboratory called Brookhaven Laboratories, which he ran from his home. He became a typical American suburban dad. His neighbors knew him as Willie. They had no idea that the friendly, quiet man next door was the last of the Hitlers. He and his family lived in absolute anonymity, their secret guarded fiercely for decades. William never spoke of his past. Determined to protect his children from the legacy of their infamous great-uncle, it wasn't until a local historian and author, Timothy Ryback, pieced together the clues in the late 1980s that the story was uncovered. The Quiet family in Patchogue, Long Island, were the direct descendants of Adolf Hitler's brother. William Patrick Stewart Houston passed away in 1987 and is buried in a quiet cemetery in Corinth, New York, alongside his mother. His sons, the last of this particular Hitler bloodline, never married and had no children. They have lived their lives in deliberate obscurity, ensuring that the name, in their line at least, dies with them. The story of William Patrick Hitler is a profound testament to the idea that we are not defined by our families. It's a story of courage, of choosing one's own path, even when that path leads you into direct conflict with your own blood. He rejected a legacy of hate and chose a life of service and anonymity. A man named Hitler who fought for the United States Navy and was awarded the Purple Heart. It's one of history's most fascinating and unlikely chapters. A true cinematic tale of identity, war, and the search for a life free from the shadows of the past. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through history. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more hidden histories. We'll see you in the next video.